What's new, guys? Back with a fresh vinyl review. Today we're going to be looking at the X Plus favorite Sculptors line, Toho 30cm series, Godzilla 1962. Bam! Okay, so what does that mean? That means this is from the favorite Sculptors line, which means this was previously a model kit, and I can't remember the name of the freaking kit because I forgot to ask David right now at the moment I'm recording, but I asked him like back a month ago when I was going to do this review. But I can't remember, so I'm going to have to put it somewhere in the comments or here in the description, okay? But anyway, this was previously a resin kit. I did see this kit built up by David back when I was at his house back in 2014 out in Seattle, and it is a very nice looking kit. Now, transitioned over to X Plus fresh vinyl in the Toho 30cm form. Bam, okay? But favorite Sculptors line, as I discussed in previous reviews, that is a line that X Plus, Gio Komodo, him and X Plus people, they're going to pick figures, or I'm sorry, kits that they want to produce into vinyl figures, okay? So that's what the favorite Sculptors line is. Bam! All right, let's talk about the box real quick. Here's the box. Pretty basic. Get out of the way, Godzilla. Got the figure on the front, the King Kong versus Godzilla logo over there off to the side, and the favorite Sculptors line logo right there. Bam! Pretty basic. Plastic housing on the inside. I haven't cut this up yet. I'm going to wait a little bit, and I'm going to get the box art cut out, and everything else is going to go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Don't need all that, okay? So, enough about the box. Get rid of those boxes unless you're moving or something, okay? All right, so the figure comes with a tail stand. This one, you need the tail stand because if you don't, he will tip back and land on his tail. So, it would have been cool. Maybe we could have just got something that did that. There's a little knobby-looking plastic thing, kind of like the plastic bases that come with the SH Monster Arts, but that's cool, but that's okay. That goes there like that. The basic vinyl stump that we get for the tail figures, and the figure looks good. Now, overall, this is the standard overall what? I don't know what I'm talking about overall. I was thinking another thought, but let's talk about what release I have here. I went standard. Why? Because the nameplate was cool and all, but didn't really do it for me. And it was a light up. Another light up I don't need. I'm tired of the light ups. Like I said, pun intended, I'm burnt out with light ups. Okay? So I went standard, got mine from Hobby Search. It was about $160 some odd dollars. I can't remember what the retail price was off Hobby Search. But that's the route I went. Okay? So I'm happy with the standard. The figure is beautiful looking. Now, this figure, you could tell this was previously model kit because it's just the resin that the sculpt that this is coming from is crisp. I found that most vinyl figures that were previously resin kits have a little bit more crisp to the detail, the texture, especially the skin, the tree bark skin that Godzilla has here. Really, really stands out a lot on this figure, okay? So that looks really good. Another point about this is I wasn't really going to get this. I was going to skip this figure entirely, because I was like, why do I need another 62? But we'll get to that in a little bit. So the figure itself, it's beautiful looking. This really does capture that Cookie Monster-like look that Godzilla had in King Kong vs. Godzilla 1962. Okay, this figure kind of looks like he's actually it is capturing the scene when Godzilla comes ashore onto that military base in Japan, and I think it was Yokohama. No, it wasn't Yokohama. I can't remember. Sue me. Okay. But it really does capture the look of Godzilla when he's marching on that military base. And they did a really, really good job of the sculpture on this kit and then transitioned here to vinyl. So no complaints there. The figure itself, it's got nice textures, really, really nice looking. Dorsal plates all painted up basically as Godzilla should. Again, we've talked about Godzilla figures for how long? 5.5 years, people. The paint job is always going to be the same. Charcoal, gray skin, tree bark skin, dorsal plates, bone white toenails, dorsal plates, teeth, and all that good stuff, right? Right, okay? But this figure looks great. I'm glad I picked it up because we'll get there in a minute. But the figure, again, another thing that I'm looking at now, because it's been a while since I looked at it, it's got some bagginess that the suit had, especially here on the neck. So that looks good. A lot of bagginess, actually. If you're looking at it from behind, you can see that, you know, from where Haru Nakajima was in the suit, where the suit was just kind of just resting, I guess, on the back of his head and just drooping off to the sides, because that looks good there like that, okay? Now, is there the holes in the neck? It looks like there is, but probably just the way the figure was sculpted. But if you look at the figure, you can tell right here, sorry table, this is where Nakajima's face was pressed against Godzilla's neck, and that's how he saw out of it, okay? So put your hand on your face, and then you're going to know what it feels like to be Haruo Nakajima, okay? And walk around your room, walking like Godzilla, yep, there you go, very good. Are you doing it? No? Yeah, neither am I. Okay? Anyway, so the figure looks good. Detail is crisp. The teeth all individually sculpted. Everything looks good. He's got these big old puppet-like hands. They look really, actually, they kind of look gargantuan for his body. But I have to watch the movie again, like I have to watch many other Godzilla movies again, because I haven't watched any in a while. But a lot of detail here. The figure wowed me as soon as I took it out of the box. Paint job wowed me. He's got a very dirty-like paint job to him, and it looks really, really good. A lot of depth. We got the grays with the subtle white spray and dry brushing all over the shoulders, hands, stomach, chest, knees, feet, everything. He looks dirty. I like that. It gives it a lot of depth, especially compared to other Godzilla figures where they're just kind of like a flat charcoal gray. So this looks good. Okay. Really no complaints. His eyeballs are just rolled up in the top of his head. Kind of like, you know, trying to do like a half Undertaker there. But this face, it's really nailed pretty good. I think this is probably the most detailed 62 face other than the gigantic 62. So, really no complaints. Now, let's talk about why was I not going to get this figure? Because I was like, why do I need another 62? I already have the 25, the 30, and the gigantic. Why do I need a fourth 62? It seems like the trend with X Plus is like we're getting 4 of each release, you know, and it's popping up in either, you know, from the favorite Sculptors line. So I'm going to pull up the 25 centimeter and the original 30 centimeter. Actually, this is the original, this is the Rick reissue, the second release of this figure. And now we got these for comparison purpose. Okay, so obviously the 25 is the smallest of the bunch. And he's also the most ugly son of a bitch of them all, okay? He looks just derpy. The guy that sculpted this, no offense, dude, but sorry, not sorry, total offensive. You must have had googly eyes when you were sculpting this thing because he looks all wonky from every angle. He just looks doofy. The rest of the figure looks okay, but the face is just way off. You're going to end up there with the face-off X Plus on freshness, okay? So I was like, all right, you know, I was like, whatever. I was like, this will make up for the 25. But then I was like, I already got this awesome 30 centimeter here. This is the Rick light up. This one was like I must have. I was so excited. I remember when I got the original 62 here. I was like, man, it's like the big 62. He looks awesome. He's great pose and everything. It was like must have. So I was like, how could the new favorite Sculptors line really top this one? But they do different things. Like this one's bigger. But this one's got way more crispy detail. I think this favorite Sculptors line really hones in on the look of the suit. But this one does too. It's really hard. But they're so, even though they're like very similar figures, obviously they're 62s, 30 centimeters. The poses are almost identical with the exception of the tail. But the faces are different. Details different. Details more crisp on the favorite Sculptors line. Mind you, this was not a kit before. Or was it? I don't remember. Somebody correct me. Again, I'm not Mr. Intelligent here. I'm just like sniffing vinyl. Okay? But, so I'm glad I got this. Like I said, I was going to pass it up. I was like, I don't need another one, but I'm glad I got it. Opened them up. And I was like, wow, this really looks crisp. You know, another stellar release for the favorite Sculptors line. Some figures are a hit and miss when it comes to bringing kits over from resin into vinyl. Like the Yuji Sakai 89. I might sell it, actually. I might. It just doesn't do it for me. But this one really knocked it out of the park. So good job, X Plus. Definitely a 10 out of 10. Definitely certified fresh. No complaints. Let me look at this ugly. He's been sitting here on the review table for a month because I've been slacking at the time of this recording. But yeah, I dig it. You know, so the good thing about this figure, it's different from this one. The paint job's different, a little bit shorter, but great release. Really no complaints from me. Those who got the Rick, again, you got the light up. This one lights up, so this one actually doesn't light up that bright, but not a big deal. I'm happy with this. I've always liked the painted dorsal plates and the translucent, opaque ones, whatever we're calling them. So no complaints here. Get the figure out of the box, plop the tail on. The seams on this figure are not really all that bad. There are some over the shoulders, but again, people, I'm kind of like just so way past the point to talk about seams because it's expected. Don't get all upset about seams because it's just normal. Okay? Really can't add to that. Anyway, so I'm happy I got it. I said that already. That's my review. If you haven't picked it up and it's still available and you want to pick it up, grab it now, because the favorite Sculptors line, nothing has been reissued. The line is still relatively, maybe just a year old, if that. So grab it while you can. Definitely a must-have, unless you're going to hunt down the 62 from the Diamond or the original X Plus stuff. But you can't go wrong with this. Anyway, I'll check you out. Check me out on my next Fresh Vinyl review, and I'll see you next time. And remember, people, buy vinyl, Fresh Vinyl. Bam!